What is up and welcome back. We're gonna go grab some stuff for both cars today. We'll be grabbing some window tint for the Forester, and then we'll be grabbing some primer and paint for the wipers for Product Daily, and we'll be grabbing one more thing else for Product Daily, but I won't tell you till we get back here and start working on it, so you guys are gonna have to guess what it is. But I finally have sourced one, if that has any clues. It's taken me a while, but someone in Calgary had one, so I figured I might as well go grab it. Wait a minute, look behind me. Look at that. So we got a new crash bar. Someone was going front mount, and it turns out that he had the old crash bar, so check it out. I got the new crash bar for the STi. I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit and just remove any surface rust, but it is way better than mine that literally has no front piece. So we should be all good to go. So next we're gonna go grab some paint, as I said. And it's convenient because the place I'm getting it, Canadian Tire, is literally right here. The guy works here. I just gotta go around to the front entrance and we can get some paint. Now that we got the paint, the primer, and some other stuff, we're gonna head over to the tint and vinyl shop and go pick up some tint for the Forester. So never mind, I completely forgot that the tint shop's closed on the weekend, or the vinyl store, so it looks like we won't be getting the vinyl. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start priming the arms. I'm just going to finish up sanding them and checking over them. Then we're going to put a little bit of this filler sandable primer on the pitted spot so we can get it nice and smooth, and then finish the whole thing up with some sandable primer. And then we'll be using gloss black rust check paint for the whole arm itself, so we get a nice matte black. And then the last step before we actually paint it is we're going to wipe it off with some lacquer thinner just to get all the dust off, and then we're on to priming it. Now that I have the wipers finally done and wiped down, so now you can see there's no dust on them, it is just the leftover paint and the silver, we're going to put a wire through right here. It's kind of hard to see there. See a wire through here, and then we're just going to hang it up or hold it and put some filler on this spot, and then after that we'll prime the whole thing and then paint it. Shouldn't be too hard of a job. So here's the setup. All we do is hang the wiper arms off some wire and then just cardboard so we don't spray the box. So as I said, we're first going to hit it with some filler just in these spots right here because it's kind of pitted, and right here, and then we'll prime the whole thing, just super light coat, and then we'll get to spraying the black enamel paint. Look at that mess. So this can of filler primer, it just decided it was going to spray and not stop. So I flipped it upside down so it just released air, and then I had to use pliers to pull it apart. And then I rested it in lacquer thinner, and it kind of works better now, so I think we're all good. But there's the arm so far. I'm just going through the process of sanding and it down and then priming it, sanding it down and priming it. But the main arm, like right here, it was a mess, and it looks so much better now. Check that out. So we're getting somewhere. Now we just have like a spot right there and a spot in the back. And this isn't even going to be seen, but I thought I might as well fix it while we're at it. So that didn't go to plan at all, so here they are. I started priming this one. This one's actually pretty good. It's this one that just is completely destroyed, and it looks like I might just end up sanding it all the way down, because what I'm doing right now is just messing it up more. So I got too much primer on here, so I went and I tried to clean it off. Didn't work. Then I tried to sand it off. Even after letting it cure for 45 minutes, the paint and primer were still soaking wet. So when I sanded it, it like ran down and it didn't work at all. So it like completely destroyed it. And then I went and cleaned off with lacquer thinner and just resprayed it again, and there's fibers everywhere. So it's not what is any good at all. So I'm gonna let these dry, and hopefully tomorrow we can get to them and sand them down so they work enough, because this is sandable primer. So I'm letting the primer dry, and hopefully by tomorrow I can sand it down, smooth it out, and it should be good to go. But that primer was not drying or curing outside at all. It was probably at the low range, but it was still in the range. I guess I was just supposed to leave it for like an hour, which I really don't have the time to do. As most of you guys know, and you could probably tell in my videos, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so if it doesn't look perfect, I'll go through and redo it. But I'm also impatient, and when I get impatient and I want it to be perfect, that's where it really messes up. So that's what happened today, is I actually went in with the primer and I started sanding too early, and it just messes up the sandable primer. It's not dry and it kind of becomes a goo, and then you pretty much have messed that whole panel up, and you are a piece up, and you have to go and let it dry, sand it off, and then redo it from the beginning, which I think I might have to end up doing on that one wiper. The other one I didn't have too many mistakes, so it should be good and we should be alright. Also, I'll probably be sanding down the crash bar pretty soon, so what we'll be doing is taking a grinder and doing that. I was gonna do that today, but with the primer not working, I kind of just forgot about it till the end, and I was like, oh yeah, we should have probably worked on that too. But we'll work on it next time, maybe tomorrow as we work on the primer. Hopefully get the windshield wipers done, because they've been sitting there for too long. That should be only like a day job, but just because I messed everything up, it's gonna be a couple day job. Once the channel started, I felt like I thanked you guys every 100 subscribers or so, and I haven't done that in a while. We hit 1,000 in May, and now we're at 1.2, so just I'd like to thank you guys for the support. You guys are commenting a lot, which is awesome. I love to hear your guys' comments. I love to have discussions with you, and if you guys have any helpful tips, I end up using them eventually, and I know a few of you guys have actually helped me out in some situations. But I'd just like to thank you guys again for the continuous support. You guys are awesome, and you're the reason I do this. Anyways, until tomorrow, where we hopefully get those wiper bars all finished, because those are starting to annoy me. Peace out, and stay humble.